So let's talk about putting two latch hook yarns per hole. I found that the original idea behind this 3.75 canvas, which most kits are in the 3.75 canvas, some of the really cheap ones are on 3.3, and that's just literally you can hold it up to the light and see light through. But here I will go ahead and put some red ones in here, and this would be the way you would typically do a latch hook, is to put all on the horizontal. And the way you can tell the difference between what should be on the horizontal and what should be the vertical is the vertical's got the twist in it right there, a twist between every one of the fibers that go across. And that's where most people and most instructions tell you you don't want to put it there. And what that does, because it's got a twist in it, it makes the entire latch hook kind of shift off to one side or the other when you've pinched everywhere up the distance. And it's slight. I mean, if it's over 5 feet, you might get an inch to an inch and a half of movement there. But in the end, it's easy to pull back if you put a backing on the rug. You just make sure it's square when you glue that on, and it holds it just fine. Or if you put some kind of gripper on the bottom of it and set it on the floor, it's typically going to stay wherever you put it. You can straighten it out. Or if you've got a wall hanging, you can actually put something along the bottom and straighten it out. So this is the original way to latch hook across, and then you would come up to here. And originally I thought, well, maybe I can sneak in a second stitch right next to it. And well, yeah, you can. But I found that to be difficult. I kept snagging the old one, and I kept forgetting when I was moving along in terms of making sure that I got a double one in every single one. The other concept that I've seen and heard of is, and I've tried, was to put two yarns together and put them in at the same time. So you put two yarns around your tool and you go ahead and put it in this way. It makes a pretty big knot, takes up a bit of the length of your yarn. It's tough to get them to align, and then I don't trust it not to just unravel very easily over time because it's such a big knot. So after doing a lot of experimentation, I found out I can put it on the vertical like this. And it's easy enough to work myself the left to right on the horizontal and right to left on the vertical because I'm right-handed. Now, if you're left-handed, you're going to want to go the other way on the vertical because it's just easier than having your tool. If I started on the right over here and worked my way back, when I go to do this second one, this tool is kind of moving into that one a little bit. It's not huge. I mean, I can obviously go at an angle and avoid that, but it's just easier to avoid that and work myself from right to left on the verticals. Let's talk about how I would mix colors. And this is a great way to get to blend colors together to get some other kind of shading effect, or to blend from one color to another and make it a soft blend. Or if you wanted to pull something into the background, it's a great way to do a background on a, say you've got a flower or something and you've decided that you want to have a kind of a flecked background in your design. And if you use two different colors of yarn and you're using double latch hooking like I'm doing here on 3.75 canvas, you can create easily create a pattern that you don't have to go every other square with one color. You do the horizontal in one color and then do the vertical in the other color. And it's easy to label this on your pattern. You just say there's two yarns there and you choose which one's going to be on vertical and which one's going to be on horizontal. And you just assign a letter to that in your pattern, and then anywhere that happens, if it happens on this square right here, on, you know, in this case I'm at 1, 2, I'm on hole number what I call 2, and over to 0, I would call this like number 10. And you would put it on the lower and on the right. one color on the lower and one color on the right. So this is adding a little blue. Not sure blue and red are going to be the best combination. Should kind of come out purple, I would think, but it's a little speckly when it comes out. Now you would think you would see lines in this kind of a pattern when you get all said and done. That you'd have a line of red, and then a line of blue, and then a line of red, and then a line of blue, because that's what you're doing on the canvas. But it's random enough that it doesn't end up seeing that way visually at all. It always looks random to my eyes. So I'm doing all 10 verticals with blue. And then we go back to red for the horizontals. Now I know you're saying you kind of still see some lines there, but they are going away. And if you fluff it up, move it around a little bit, fluff it back down, you now have pretty random stuff between the blue and the red there. Now, of course, I did all red for these first couple of rows, but up here, let me get rid of some of the fuzz that develops as you do these rugs. But as you can see, it's pretty random here where I did the red and blue. It's not too much of a problem. So you get the effect of your color. I'm not sure it turns purple, isn't that what blue and red should make? But it certainly does blend colors pretty nicely, especially if there's similar colors. Then you get a really nice effect. If you get like a light tan and a white, it makes a nice background, or even a dark brown and a black gives you that brown tone to it, but it's not coal black where you can't see everything. You actually see some of the texture. So if you like what you see and you appreciate the information I give you, please, hit that subscribe button. It tells me that people are enjoying my content. If there's something I'm doing that drives you nuts, you don't like it, tell me in the comments. And if there's something I'm doing well, please tell me in the comments. Trying to build a little bit of a channel, build a little bit of a community, and the more people who interact with me, the more people will see my content. And hopefully I can continue to get better at making videos. Thank you.